find a comfortable seat, whatever that means to you. You can sit up on a block or a blanket or just on the mat. Hi, I don't have any food. Come here. Get in your bed. Just begin to gently close your eyes or lower your gaze. Start to move your body into a nice, comfortable, strong shape. You can pull up on the top of your head. Imagine there's a string there pulling you nice and tall. Releasing every vertebrae down your spine. Release your tailbone down. Release any tension you may feel in your hips or in your sit bones. Relax the thighs and the knees. Letting go of the calves, bottoms of the feet, and each individual toe. While you're sitting here, just begin to bring your awareness to your breath. No need to judge or change it. Just pay attention to what it's doing. You follow the movement of air as you inhale in through your nostrils, down the back of the throat, maybe into the chest, maybe into the lungs, maybe into the deep belly, depending where you're breathing from. You can just watch the air, imagine the air, feel the air, moving all the way through the body. Let's see if you can expand that imagination from not just the lungs, but the air traveling to every part of your body. Maybe you've got a part that's a little sore, a little stuck, maybe a little tight. You can send your breath there. Visualize the oxygen filling the body part. We'll do 3 deep breaths together with a 6 count. We'll start by inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling out through the mouth. Do another like that, inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling out through the mouth. You can flutter through the lips if you'd like. And then we'll do one more like that because that was fun to flutter through the lips. Okay, inhaling one more time through the nostril and then exhale, flutter out through the lips. Then go ahead and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold at the top, and then exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, one more, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can return to your normal breath, whatever pace is comfortable for you. Before we start moving, we're gonna practice lion's breath. We'll do goddess pose with lion's breath during class, but right now we'll practice lion's breath. It's inhaling through the nose and out through the mouth. But as you exhale out through the mouth, you open your mouth nice and wide. Let your tongue stick out and press the air out through the back of the throat with force. So go ahead and inhale here through the nostrils. And then exhale, lion's breath. If you want to add the arms, you can. Inhale, nice long arms out to a T. Exhale, bring your arms in cartoon cactus arms, and exhale out through the mouth, lion's breath. Forcing out the exhale so you can hear the breath, sticking the tongue out so you feel powerful and strong like a lion. Okay, one more time, inhaling here. Key arms and exhale. Beautiful, we're all ready. Okay, we'll start, relax your arms down. Go ahead and shake yourself off. You can remove any props underneath your bum if you'd like. You can switch the crossing of your legs if your legs are getting tired. And on the first inhale, we'll just rise the arms into the air, reaching the fingertips out in all directions, nice strong hands, feeling the strength in the biceps, pushing out with the outer edge of the top of the arm. Breathing here, and pull your ribs in, pull your belly button towards your spine. And on your next exhale, we'll reach over to the right, reaching your left arm over top, pressing that left sit bone into the ground, making sure it doesn't pop up into the air, feeling the stretch in the intercostal rib muscles. Option to rotate your palm towards the front and then move it towards the back as you swap your arm down and come into a half bind. You can help your hand if you need to, just put it in that hip crease between your hip and your leg. It'll help you shine your chest towards the ceiling a little more. Breathing here. Wherever you are, you can release your arms straight up into the air. So we'll inhale the other one back to center. Again, stretch out with your fingertips. Feel lightning bolts coming out of each and every single finger you can. Feel the biceps pressing imaginary blocks away from your arms. Tuck those ribs in. Inhale here. And then we'll exhale, reach to the other side. Left or right arm over top this time. Pressing in with that right sit bone, feeling the stretch from the ribs. Option to rotate the hand forward and then back to take it behind the back for a half bind, placing your hand in the hip crease if you'd like. Shining that chest towards the ceiling, equal weight in both of your legs. On your next inhale, release your arms wherever they are, straight up into the air. We'll exhale into cartoon cactus arms, nice strong biceps here. Inhale, nice and big up into the air, nice strong arms. Exhale, come forward gently. You can drop your arms wherever you'd like. Nice, long, straight spine here. Inhale, nice and deep. Exhale, round in the back, deflate down as low as you can. Now we'll inhale back up to a sitting position. You can stretch your legs out in front. You can point your toes towards the ceiling, flexing the feet. Inhale here, and then exhale, point your toes nice and long. Inhale, flex the feet towards the ceiling. Exhaling to point the toes. Do this movement a couple times to wake up the bottom of the feet, wake up the ankles, stretch out the toes, maybe the back of the calves. When you're ready to come to stillness, go ahead and flex both feet towards the ceiling. We'll bend the right knee, place the outer edge of the right foot on the outside of the knee. Position that thigh so it's just in the center of your chest. And then we'll inhale, hug that knee right into your chest. If you're happy here, stay. Excuse me. If not, place that foot down, back down on the ground, closer to your body this time. We'll inhale the left arm into the air. Exhale, hook that elbow on that knee and twist to the back of the room. Inhaling for a nice long spine. Exhaling to twist to the back. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale for a nice long spine here. Exhale, twisting to the back of the room. Inhale for a nice little counter twist to the opposite side. And then exhale, back center. Inhale to switch the crossing of your legs. Bring that thigh into the center chest again. Hold the thigh in nice and tight. If you're happy here, stay. If you'd like to go deeper into the pose, place that foot back down onto the mat. This time we'll hook the opposite elbow against the knee and twist to the back of the room. Make any adjustments you may need. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhaling to twist to the back of the room. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, twist. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, twist to the back of the room. On your next inhale, you can take a nice little counter twist to the other side. And then exhale, reach that leg out in front again. Give your knees a little shake out. And we'll come to a tabletop pose at the center of your mat. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Tops of the feet are flat on the mat. Press the tips of the fingers down into the mat. Come out of the shoulder girdle here. Make a nice long spine with your back. Pressing the fingertips down so hard that if I were to walk by you, I wouldn't be able to lift them off the mat. Breathing here. From here, we'll inhale the left arm up into the air. Stretch from the midsection here. See if you can have equal weight in both knees. Reaching in either direction. Exhale, thread the needle under, place the outer edge of the shoulder down to the mat. One breath here. Push down into the ground on your exhale. Reach that arm into the sky again. And exhale back down for tabletop. Inhaling the opposite arm into the air. Reaching your arms in both directions, feeling that twist in the middle of your body. Pushing equal weight in both knees. Exhale, thread that arm under, place the opposite shoulder onto the mat. Breathe one breath here. On your next exhale, press down into the ground, reach the arm into the air, opposite side. Exhaling your hand back down to the mat, tabletop pose. From here, shake your head no, nod your head yes. Get rid of any tension in your neck or the back of your jaw. We'll tuck the toes under and press back up into downward facing dog. Your legs can be as wide apart as you'd like here. Your knees can be bent as deeply as you wish. You can pedal out through your feet here. When you're ready to come to stillness, check in with your neck, nod your head yes, shake your head no. Push down into the ground with your fingertips. Inhale, lift your heels into the sky. Exhale, bring the heels back down towards the mat. Breathing here in down dog. We'll start on our next inhale by lifting the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Check in with that left heel, bring it back down to the mat. Breathe here. On your next exhale, bend your knee, pull that heel towards your bum, and open up your hips. Breathing here. If you'd like, on your exhale, you can drop that foot back down behind you and reach your right arm forward for rock star pose. Exhaling, bringing that hand back down, bring your foot back up in the air for three-legged dog. Exhale, swing the leg forward, place the foot in between your hands for a low lunge. Pausing in low lunge. Then we'll kick that front foot back to meet the back, downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. Inhaling the heels into the air. Exhaling, bringing those heels, reaching back down towards the mat. On your next inhale, lift the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Check in with that right heel, bring it back down to the mat if it went into the air. On your next exhale, bend your knee, open your hips up. Breathe here. Option to drop that leg back behind you, lifting your left arm into the air, rock star pose. On your next exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Inhale that left leg back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, swing that foot forward. Help it if you need to. Low lunge, opposite foot in front. Breathe here. Then we'll kick that back foot forward to meet the front. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Your knees can be bent as deeply or as straight as you'd like here. You can be folded forward as deeply as you'd like. Check in with your neck, nod your head yes, shake your head no. Make sure you're not holding any tension in your jaw here. Release any tension you have in the back of your legs and your glutes. On your next inhale, place your hands on your shins. Nice, long, flat back. Breathe here for a moment. Imagine you're releasing your tailbone down. Exhale, folding forward. Plant your hands and we'll step back to plank pose. Inhaling in plank here. We're going to exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. And exhale, press back to downward facing dog. From down dog, go ahead and drop your knees and come to a tabletop pose. We're just going to do a quick round of cat-cows. Loosen up your spine. So when you're ready, on your inhale, place the tops of the feet onto the mat, shine the chest forward, drop your udders down, cow pose. Exhaling to round in the back, pull the belly button towards the spine. Option to tuck the toes under, cat pose. Check in with your neck here, make sure you're not holding any tension. Inhale for cow, tops of the feet down, chest forward. Exhale for cat. Inhaling for cow. Exhaling for cat. And do a few more like this on your own breath, at your own pace. And you can start to introduce S and C curves in the spine if you'd like. Just wake up the spine, get it moving. And then when you're ready to come to stillness, we'll tuck the toes under, press back into downward facing dog. Hop or step forward to the front of the mat. Relax your top half down. This time we'll bend the knees here and just kind of rest your chest or belly on your thighs. And just kind of lower your bum down as much as is comfortable for you. If you prefer to toe your feet together so that your ankles are touching, your ankles are about an inch apart and your big toes are touching, you may. When you feel like your thighs are good and burning, go ahead and inhale your arms up for chair pose. See if you can release your tailbone down. See if you can shine your chest forward. And when you've had enough of that, exhale, fold forward. This time, see if you can have your knees a little straighter than before. Maybe you bring your head down a little bit lower. Maybe you move in micromillimeters with each exhale, down a little bit more. Option to grab opposite elbows here, rock back and forth. You can also interlace your fingers back behind your back. When you're ready, you can release your hands wherever you are. And we'll slowly roll up to stand, releasing your vertebrae one at a time. Drink water, excuse me. All right, standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Feet are hips width distance apart. Imagine you're pressing 2 blocks away with the outer edges of your feet. Arms are relaxed at the sides. You can engage your fingers, feel like your lightning bolts are shooting out of your fingertips. And we'll go into Surya Namaskar A, 5 rounds. All right. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long, flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhaling to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhaling to roll up to stand, hands above head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands at either side, Tadasana. All right. Inhaling, arms in the air, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long, flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale to press back into downward facing dog. Breathing 3 breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, slowly roll up to stand, arms above your head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands at either side, mountain pose. Inhale, arms above head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling to fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long, flat back. Exhale, folding forward, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhaling, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands above head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands at either side, Tadasana. Inhaling, hands above head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long, flat back. Exhaling to fold forward, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhaling to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra. And exhaling, pressing back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rolling up to stand, arms above head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to either side, Tadasana. All right, one more like that. Inhale your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale your hands forward, Uttanasana, folding forward. Inhale your hands on your shins, nice long flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling to fold forward, plant your hands and step back to to plank pose. Inhaling in plank pose. Exhaling, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward. And inhaling to roll up to stand, arms above head. Exhale, hands through heart center, release your hands to the side, Tadasana. Beautiful. Take a breath, have a drink of water. We'll go into our Surya Namaskar beat. All right. Standing in Tadasana at the front of the mat. Feet are hips width distance apart. Release the tailbone down. Pull that belly button towards the spine. Arms are at either side. Feel the lightning bolt shooting out of the fingertips. Inhale your hands above your head. Breathing in Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale this time, bend the knees, lower the bum, shoot the hands out in front, chair pose. Inhaling in chair. Exhale to fold forward, Uttanasana. Well, inhale, hands on chins, nice long flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhaling in down dog. Exhaling all your air out. Inhale, right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweep that foot forward, help it if you need to. Place your foot in between your hands for a nice low lunge. Excuse me. On your next inhale, we'll rotate that back foot down and bring your arms up for warrior one. On your next exhale, bring your hands down to frame that front foot, and we'll kick that front foot back to meet the back plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhaling to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. Exhale. Inhale your left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the foot forward in between your hands. Help it if you need to. Low lunge. Take a deep breath in low lunge. And on your next exhale, we'll rotate that back foot down. Lift the arms into the air, warrior one. On your next exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. We'll kick the front foot back to meet the back plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, lower the bum, raise the hands in the air again, chair pose. Inhaling here. Exhaling up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale here. Exhale, lower your hands to either side, Tadasana. Beautiful. All right, do a couple more like that. Whew. Inhaling your arms above your head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling to fold forward. Nope, see, that's wrong already. Already that's wrong. Back to the starting point. We're gonna go into chair pose. Standing in Tadasana at the front of your mat. Inhale your arms into the air for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend your knees, lower your bum, push those arms into the air for Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhaling in chair pose. Exhale to fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long, flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back into plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. And exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to the front of the mat. Into a forward fold. Inhale your hands on your shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward here. Inhaling to come into a chair pose. Exhale to press into Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale here. And exhale, release your arms down. Okay. I'm sorry, I got a work text in the middle of that, so we're going to start over again. And I'm going to put my phone on airplane mode like I thought it was. Okay. All right, standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Hands should be at either side. Feet are in hips width distance apart. You're gonna inhale the arms into the air, Urdhva Hastasana. You're gonna exhale, bend the knees, lower the bum, press the hands into the sky, Utkatasana. Inhale here. Exhale to fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands, step back, plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, swing the foot forward in between the hands. Help it if you need to, low lunge. Inhale, rotate that back foot down, bring the arms forward, warrior one. Exhale, frame that front foot, kick that foot back to meet the back, plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the floor. Inhale for a low cobra. And exhale, press back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, raise a left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Check in with that right heel. Bring it back down to the mat. Exhale, swing that foot forward in between your hands. Help it if you need to, low lunge. On your next inhale, rotate that back heel down. Bring your arms up into the air, warrior one. Exhale, frame that front foot with your hands. Kick that front foot back to meet the back, plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhaling, lowering your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. Your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lower your bum, bend your knees, lift your arms up, chair pose. Exhale here. Inhale up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release your arms to your sides. Take a deep breath here. We'll go through that one more time. Inhale your arms into the air, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend your knees, lower your bum. Chair pose. Inhale in chair. Exhale to fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. Come into a low lunge. On your next inhale, rotate that back heel down, raise your arms into the air, warrior one. Exhale, frame that front foot with your hands, get that front foot back to meet the back, plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift the left leg in the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, swing that foot forward so it's in between your hands. Exhaling here. Inhaling to rotate that back heel down and lift your arms up, warrior one. Exhaling to frame that front foot. Keep that front foot back to meet the back, plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhaling to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to the front of the mat. Your next inhale, place hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward. And inhaling to bend the knees, lower the bum, and shoot the arms forward for chair pose. Exhale in chair. Inhale, hands above head. Exhale, hands to your heart center and release them to the side. Oh, excuse me. Excellent. All right. All right. Now we'll add a few things. Standing in mountain pose at the front of your mat. Inhale your arms into the air, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, coming into chair pose. Inhale, bring your hands down to heart center. You can heel toe your feet together if you'd like. Whatever's easiest. But we'll take that right elbow on the outside of the left knee and come into a chair twist. Breathing here. On your next inhale, we'll come back to center, hands still at heart center. And let's exhale, twist to the other side. Looking that left knee on the outside of the, or left elbow on the right outside of the right knee. Breathe here. On your next inhale, you can come back to center, and then exhale to fold forward. Inhale to place your hands on your shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward and step back to plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. And exhale, press back to downward facing dog. We'll inhale the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing the foot forward, help it if you need to, so you come into a low lunge. Inhale, we'll rotate that back heel down and bring the arms up for warrior one. Make sure that front knee is bent. This time on the exhale, we'll come into humble warrior. Interlace those fingers back behind your back. Inhale the chest to the sky, and then exhale to fold forward. Knee should be touching the shoulder here. Make sure that front knee is at a 90-degree angle, as best as you can get it. On your next inhale, come back into a warrior one. And we'll exhale out into a warrior two. Breathing in warrior two, make sure that knee is tracking over that second toe. You're reaching your arms out in either direction. Your next inhale, we'll pop that palm to the sky, reach forward, and then scoop back to reverse your warrior. Check in with that knee, make sure it's still bent. On your next inhale, we'll straighten up that front knee, come into warrior two arms, exhale, come forward, and then down for triangle pose. Your hand can be on a block, on the mat, on your shin, whatever you prefer. On your next inhale, you come back into warrior two. Exhale the forearm to the thigh and reach the arm overhead for side angle pose. On your next exhale, we're going to windmill the arms down and walk our fingertips over. So we're in a wide-legged forward fold at the side of the mat. From here, you can walk your fingertips back behind you to get into a little bit deeper stretch if you'd like. And we'll walk the fingertips forward and come into a nice long flat back, tenting the fingertips with our wide-legged fold. When you're ready, you can walk your fingertips towards the front foot, the foot that's on the front of the mat. It's your right foot. What we'll do is we'll keep the feet pointed towards the side of the mat, kind of frame your front foot, your right foot with your hands. You can bend that front knee, you can adjust your hands, whatever's comfortable for you. And if you'd like, you can kind of put all your weight down into that knee. You can adjust your foot so that it is flexed towards the sky. If you'd like to release your hands, come all the way back, bring your bum down towards your heel if you'd like, you can. If you just like to stay here and stretch into this pose, you can. And when you're ready, we'll push the hands up and we'll actually walk them over to the left leg and do the same thing. You can bring your heel up off the mat. You can bring your opposite foot pointing the toes towards the ceiling. You can sink back in your bum if you'd like. You can release your hands from the mat, or you can just support yourself stretching into this pose. And when you're ready, we'll push ourselves back to the center. We'll walk the fingertips around so we're back in that low lunge towards the front of the mat. Kick that front foot back to meet the back plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Lower your knees, chest, and chin on your exhale. Inhale for a low cobra. And exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, swing that foot to the front of the room. So you're in a low lunge. On your inhale, you'll rotate that back heel down and lift your arms into the air for warrior one. Exhaling your hands back behind you, interlace your fingers back behind your back, shine your chest towards the ceiling on your inhale, and exhale forward to humble warrior. Release your neck down, bring your shoulder towards your knee, breathe here. And on your next inhale, shine that chest towards the ceiling again. Release your arms up for warrior one. And we'll exhale out to warrior two. Making sure that front left knee is bent at a 90-degree angle, arms reaching out in either direction. Front knee is tracking over that second toe. Gaze can be over your front fingers. Your next inhale, raise your palm to the sky, reach forward and then back to reverse your warrior. Make sure that front knee is still bent. Make sure you're not dumping your weight in that back arm. Your next inhale, we'll straighten that front knee, come into warrior two arms. Exhale, come forward and then down for triangle pose. Your hand can be on your shin, on the mat, on a block, reaching your arms in either direction. On your next inhale, we'll come back into warrior two. Exhale, bring that forearm to the thigh and reach the arm over top for side angle pose. On your next exhale, we'll windmill the arms down and adjust your feet so you're in a wide-legged forward fold on the side of the mat again. This time you can walk your hands over to the left foot. You just kind of bend your knee and rock here, and then walk your hands over to the other side and bend your knee and rock. And just go back and forth, getting as deep as you'd like into the pose. If you'd like to come all the way down and kick that other foot into the air, you certainly can. But whatever you do to one side, make sure you do to the other. When you've had enough of that, we'll come back to center. On your next exhale, we'll walk the fingertips around to the front foot. So now you're in a lunge with the left foot in front. Breathing here in your low lunge, we'll exhale, kick the front foot back to meet the back, plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhaling to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra. Exhaling up to downward facing dog. Breathing 3 breaths in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to the front of the mat. On your next inhale, place hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward. And inhaling to roll up to stand. Bring your arms above your head if you'd like. And exhale, hands to our center, release your arms to either side. All right. Standing in mountain pose at the front of your mat. We'll go through the flow one more time, a little bit faster this time. We'll add one more thing, 2 more things. All right. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Exhale fully. Inhale your arms above your head, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bend your knees, lower your bum down, shoot your arms into the air, chair pose. Inhaling in chair. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands. Take both feet back behind you, plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweep the foot forward in between your hands. Help it if you need to. Low lunge. From this low lunge, you can either place your left hand on the mat and lift your right arm. I'm going to sturdy low lunge first, and lift your right arm into the air. Or you can come up into a high lunge. Bring your hands to heart center and lock that left knee around, or left elbow around the right knee. Pressing your hand into your hand, knee into your elbow, elbow under your knee. Come into a low lunge twist. And when you're done with that, you can release your hands back down. So you're in your low lunge. We'll rotate that back foot down. Inhale the arms up, warrior one. Exhale out to warrior two. Inhale, hand forward and back to reverse your warrior. Exhale here. Inhale, straighten the leg, arms pointed in either direction. Exhale, forward and down for triangle. Inhaling here. Exhaling. Inhale, back up to warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, hand on thigh, side angle pose. Breathing here. Your next exhale, we'll rotate our hands down. So we're in a wide-legged forward fold at the side of the mat. From here, we're gonna heel toe the feet in just a bit, so we're not quite as wide-legged. Go ahead and come up to a standing pose. And we'll bring our hands, I want to bring my feet in a little bit more. We're actually going to bend our knees and bring our hands from here to here. So whatever's comfortable for you for the width there. All right. So we're going to inhale, called star pose, arms nice and long, nice and wide, legs nice and long. When we exhale, we're going to come into lion's breath, bending the knees, bending the elbows. Okay. Inhale, star. Exhale. This is called goddess pose, by the way. Inhale, star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, goddess with lion's breath. Two more like that. Inhale, long. Exhaling. One more long. Exhale, breathe out. Beautiful. Inhale, back long. Exhale, fold forward again. This time we'll walk our feet around so that we're in our low lunge. Kick the front foot back to meet the back foot. Plank pose. Inhaling in plank. Exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra. Exhaling, pressing back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift the left leg into the air, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring the foot forward, help it if you need to. Option for your twist here, you can either place the right hand on the mat and lift the left into the air, or you can come up into a high lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center, and hook the knee and the elbow together, pressing palms against each other and twisting from the midsection. You can release your arms whenever you'd like. Take that front foot back to meet the back. Inhaling in plank pose. Exhaling to lower the knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Lift that left leg in the air again. Exhaling that forward. All right. Too excited. All right. Inhale. Bring that back heel down. Lift the arms up for warrior one. Exhaling, arms in either direction for warrior two. Breathing here. And your inhale will come back to reverse your warrior. Exhaling back to warrior two. We'll straighten that front leg on an inhale and reach forward and down to exhale into triangle pose. Inhaling back to warrior two. Exhale that forearm to the thigh for side angle pose. This time we'll windmill the feet, their hands down to frame that front foot. You can heel toe that foot so it's kind of in the center. You can reach for blocks if you want. We're going to kick that back foot forward and come into a nice, beautiful warrior three. Hips are square here. I can put a block on my hips, won't fall over. Your hands can be at your heart center. They can be reaching out forward like Superman. But your foot should be flexed and the toes pointing towards the earth. Option to open up the hips here and come into a half moon. Same pose, but your leg is horizontal. Foot still flexed, but pointing towards the wall. Your third option, to rotate back down, drop your forehead towards your shin, and lift the back leg up for a standing split. My standing split's not that different from my warrior three. When you're ready, you can bring that foot down next to the other one. Give your knees a little shake out. We'll kick that left foot back and then up for warrior three. Make sure you're not straining in your neck. Your hands can be at your heart center, reaching forward on blocks on the mat. Breathing here. Option to open up the hips into half moon if you'd like. Rotating the foot horizontally. You can also have the option to bring that forehead down towards your shin and reach that back leg back for standing splits. When you're ready, you can exhale both feet down, come into your forward fold. Inhale, rolling up to stand. Give your legs a little kick out. Get yourself a drink of water. And we'll work on balancing poses. All right, you have two options for your balancing pose. First one is tree. You can either kickstand your heel to your ankle, your foot against your calf, or press the base of the foot into the inner thigh. Hands can be on your hips at heart center, branches blowing in the wind, whichever you prefer. If you'd like to take this option, you may, and I'll tell you when to switch. Your other option is to work on crow pose, which, if you'd like, go ahead and come into, I suggest a pillow or a cushion in front of your head, but go ahead and come into a squat, however you're comfortable with that. Knees underneath your shoulders is probably going to be the most comfortable way to do it. Placing your hands on the mat right in front of your feet. You're going to bend the elbows straight back and try to place your shins on top of the back of the arms. You can bring one toe off the ground, maybe both toes. Just play around with that and see what's comfortable for you. Wherever you're at, hold your core, pull that belly button towards the spine. If you're balancing in tree, you can go ahead and switch to the other side. And wherever you are, you can come to Tadasana at the front of the mat. We'll take a nice deep breath here. Release all your oxygen out. Inhale the arms above the head for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands on chins, nice long, flat back. Exhaling to plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Inhaling for plank. Exhaling to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. And then exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing the shin forward, and we'll set up for pigeon pose. Make sure that back leg is nice and straight behind you. Front foot is flexed. Give yourself any support you may need. Inhale your chest towards the ceiling, and then exhale down. On your next inhale, you can press your chest up into the air. Wiggle your legs out from underneath you. Come into tabletop pose. Then press yourself back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift the left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Nope. We can go through vinyasa first. Optional vinyasa. If you would like, press yourself back into downward facing dog. Lower that leg. Inhale into plank pose. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift that left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend that knee, swing the shin forward. And set up for pigeon pose on the opposite leg. Give yourself any support you may need. And then go ahead and exhale to fold forward into the mat. When you're ready, you can walk your arms up underneath you, lift your chest in the air, wiggle your legs back so you're in tabletop, and press back into downward facing dog. And then for your last vinyasa of class, you can inhale to plank, exhale to lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, and press back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're going to roll forward to plank again and just lower your whole body down to the mat on your exhale. Release your hands down to the side. Place one cheek onto the mat and give your hips a little shake out. From here, we'll bend the knees. Grab your feet with your hands. And see if you can't stretch your quads here. If you need a little bit deeper stretch, you can lift your knees off the mat. And release your legs and roll over onto your back. Bend your knees, place your feet flat on the mat. Maybe heel toe your feet to the outer edge of the mat. And just go ahead and give your knees a little windshield wiper back and forth. When you're done, you can heel toe your feet in a little bit. Make your heels, you can just about brush them with your fingertips. And we'll come into 3 bridge poses. Option for restorative bridge here if you just want to place a block underneath your sacrum and leave it there for our 3 active bridges. On your inhale, you can lift your hips into the air, hold that chest towards the chin. You can wiggle your shoulder blades under you and interlace your hands back behind you if you'd like. If you have a block, sometimes it helps to place it in between your knees. Press into the ground with the bottom of the feet. When you're ready, you can release your hands, release your shoulders, roll your spine back down onto the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. And windshield wiper your knees back and forth if you'd like. When you're ready, you can come to stillness. Lift your hips in the air again, reaching that chest towards the chin, wiggling the shoulders beneath you, and interlacing your hands back behind your back. When you're ready, you can release your arms, release your hands, release your back down to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae, and windshield wiper out your knees. When you're ready to come to stillness, come back to center, and we'll do one more like that. Bringing the hips into the air, drawing the chin in towards the chest, chest in towards the chin, wiggling those shoulder blades underneath you and interlacing your hands back behind you. When you're ready, you can release your back down onto the mat. Give your legs a little windshield wiper back and forth, and then hug your knees into your chest, nice and tight. You can rock back and forth. You can roll forward and back. You can make little circles with your knees and give yourself a little back massage if you'd like. hug the knees tightly into the chest and then drop them to one side for your twist. Both shoulders should be on the ground and one hip. Your hands can be on your knees, out to the sides, whatever you prefer. Your gaze can be towards the ceiling, towards your knees, or towards the opposite hand. On your next inhale, you can bring your knees back to center. Give your hips a little shake back and forth, and then exhale them to the other side. On your next inhale, bring your knees back to center. Hug your knees nice and tightly into the chest. Release your left leg down. You can have it touch the mat or hover right above, whichever you prefer. We're just going to hug the right leg into the center of the chest. Just keep your hips, both hips onto the mat. And we're just going to kind of move the right leg over to the left side, keeping that knee bent. Maybe you'll feel a stretch in the outer thigh and the outer right hip. Maybe you won't. And on your next inhale, we'll move that right knee out to the right side. So you're opening up your hips here. Again, your left leg can be hovering off the mat or touching it, whichever you prefer. And on your next exhale, bring both knees back into the center of the chest. Inhale here. And then exhale that right leg out. Again, it can hover off the mat or touch the mat, whichever you prefer. We'll hug that left thigh into the chest and try to move it over towards the right side of the body. If your hip wants to come with it, you just kind of hold it back. And then on your next exhale, we'll open up the hips. Your next inhale will bring both knees into the chest again. We'll exhale the feet back down to the mat, knees still bent. This time we'll bring the soles of the feet together. You have blocks, you can place them on the outer edges of the knees, release the legs out for Supta Baddha Konasana or reclined goddess pose. Your heels can be as close to you or as far away as possible, as is comfortable. And if you don't have blocks, just use your hands to gently support your thighs here. And when you're ready, just use your hands to gently close your legs together. You can hug the legs back into your chest again. You can extend your legs and reach your hands to your inner feet, inner soles of your feet for happy baby. Rock back and forth. You can practice bending one knee in and releasing one leg out if you'd like. You can try to pull those knees into your elbows. Just play around with feeling like a baby, grabbing the soles of your feet, not having a care in the world. And when you're ready, you can release your hands from your feet, release your feet down, remove any props that may be touching you, and relax into Shavasana. And all your hard work release into your muscles and bones. And begin to bring your awareness back to your breath. You introduce small movements in your fingers and toes. You can roll onto one side using your arm as a pillow. Take one breath in the fetal position. And then using that same slow quality of movement, you can come to a seated position. You can bring your hands to heart center, and we'll close with one Om. Before we breathe in for Om, go ahead and take a moment to thank yourself for coming to yoga and doing something good for you. Go ahead and inhale here.